The problem is most people don't realize there's really only three ways to address the threat right now. The first is what we're currently doing, in that we're defending, or we're trying to defeat the threat. And as such, that means we're constantly on the alert. And it means the general public here on Long Island, as they've responded to, this is a great concern. So either people have to live in fear or denial about the potential threat and somebody being hurt here on Long Island or within the United States. So we can continue with this, but there is no end state in mind. So as such, this goes on in perpetuity, and our defenses must continuously get stronger, which means we have to take away civil liberties, and we have to take away rights to ensure that we have safety. So we're removing freedom to give safety. That's not going to work. So what's the other two possible options? Well, the second is just surrender. Just give in. We just say, okay, fine. We're going to accept that we'll be Islamists, and we're just going to give up to this threat. But the fact of the matter is, we didn't even accept the metric system, so I don't think we're going to accept Sharia law here in the United States. So it really only leaves the third option and the final option, and that's destruction of the enemy. Now, it sounds harsh, I understand, but the reality is that we've done it before and we can do it again. When faced with an evil ideology, we can address it and we can destroy it. And once it's destroyed, then we no longer have to live in fear. Now just so there's no misunderstanding, I'm not talking about going to war with all Muslims. I've lived with, I've served with, I've befriended tons of Muslims throughout my life. I've lived overseas, and I've defended Muslims. And the reality is that the greatest amount of victims of the Islamist threat, this radical Islamist threat, are Muslims. We're seeing up to 30,000 Muslims a year being killed by these violent Islamists. And so this is where we need to align with support and make sure that we're doing the right thing, because even the Muslims of the world that want to peacefully coexist with everyone else, they see this as a horrible threat. They see that their religion has been hijacked. So we need to align with those Muslims that want to peacefully coexist, and we need to support them, and we have to make sure that we're addressing this threat, but not doing what we're doing now, which is this incremental and ineffective Vietnam-like buildup in Afghanistan, Iraq, Syria, and all the rest, instead of going in, completing it. And by keeping things in perspective, during World War II, we went against this evil ideology that was taking over the world, and in less than 4 years, we destroyed it. This has been going into our second decade now, since 9/11, and we still have issues, and we still have problems, and we still have attacks here on our home soil. So it's time we step up, we address it effectively, and we destroy it.